Internal opposition is a phrase we use in motivational maps, which is part of the lingo or the jargon of motivational maps. The shorthand that we use for people in the know, we wouldn't necessarily use this with a client, but the shorthand we use in the know to describe a phenomenon that is one of the really interesting properties of motivational maps. And what this comes down to is that the motivators are not all discrete, they're organic, they're linked with each other, and some of them are linked in opposition. So, for example, and I think giving an example is the best way of doing this, I myself dealt with a finance manager once who had as their number one and number two motivators, defender and creator. Now, defender is a person who wants security, he wants predictability, he wants a stable situation in which to work. Now, one property of wanting security is you don't like change. His second motivator, with a 1 point difference, was creator, who likes innovation, likes the latest thinking, the newest stuff. Hang on a minute. He does like change. So what we've got is a person with a 1 point difference. One motivator wants to stop change, and one motivator wants to make change happen. The first question I was asked to go into coaching, he was a problem person within a corporate organisation. The first question I said to him, and I knew nothing about him, they just gave me the name and said, he's not performing at the right level, blah, blah, blah. Coaching, 6 sessions. First question I said to him before I even started a coaching question was, can I just ask you a quick question before we start? You've done the map? He said, yeah. I said, just looking at this map, I said, do you have problems making decisions? He said, who have you been talking to? I said, I haven't been talking to anybody. I said, but when you're in a situation when you want change and you don't want change, I said, then you actually enter the world of paralysis. You become undecided as to what you really want. You therefore have internal opposition of the motivators. There's quite a lot of these internal oppositions. That's just one example. Okay, now the coaching then, so the cure for this, there is, so what can you do about it? That's how he is, that's the motivator. So what do you do about it? So what you then have to do as a coach is work through what that means in practical terms. It took us about 6 sessions to work it out, but what it came down to was actually defining the area where the security would operate and defining the area where the creativity and innovation operate. And what that worked out to being was so that he wanted security above him in the hierarchy. He wanted his bosses to give him clear instructions, clear orders, a really solid base from which he could do his work. And then operationally, he wanted to innovate. And so he came to a point where he could see where he could meet one motivator there and be clear about it, and meet the other motivator there and be clear about that. And so instead of having this opposition and this general vague feeling he didn't know what he wanted, he knew what he wanted there and he knew what he wanted there. And that clarity propelled him forward. Now, defender creator is just one opposition, but there's loads of these little oppositions. So for example, to give you another one, a great one that's really clear to understand would be when spirit and friend are 1 and 2. What does the spirit want? The spirit wants to be autonomous. What does the friend want? He wants to belong. Oh yes. How can you belong when you want to be free? How can you be free when you want to belong? Do I want to be part of this team or do I want to do my own thing? I'm torn in 2 directions. So internal opposition, and that's on an individual level, but of course it applies on a team level. You get these people with dominant motivators going in one direction for freedom, but then in a group of people wanting to belong, you've got then a complete recipe for chaos and for disintegration. So that is a great opportunity, of course, for coaches and consultants to do their thing and resolve this. That's internal opposition.